What's up, guys? This is BenMSE, and today we are back in Farm Sim 25. Today I got something a little bit different for you lined up. So I have a challenge that I'm going to... I want to create... I like series for some reason. So here's a brief breakdown of the challenge. Now I'll get into it once I start. So we're going to be starting off in West Ridge Hills 25. I downloaded a whole bunch of mods. I mean, the mod hub has been updating kind of continuously every few weeks here because the game is still fairly new. The whole point of it, the gist, you start off in a map, you're a farm manager, you start with $1 million, no debt initially. The whole challenge is to see how successful you can be in a certain amount of time. That certain amount of time is 3 hours. So the goal is either $1.5 million or the most amount of money you can make in said 3 hours. So you must figure out what industry you want. You have to stick to that one industry, so you can't be jumping around from different things. You gotta start in an industry, end in an industry, so it's easier to base off what's the most successful. It's like a test to see what is the best way to make money in Farm Sim. And then what else we got here? I have it written down. So, one of the rules, no more than $10,000 in property income. Oh, it starts you off with some stuff too. Ooh, this is a cool map. This is a really nice map. Wow. I'll explore it. Oh, there's some shit in there too. Now, some maps start you out with stuff regardless of you saying don't. So it looks like this might be one of those things. Super strength. So I do allow. I put some rules together. I might make a pop-up or something. I don't know. What I was saying, no more than $10,000 in property income. That means if you have solar, wind, or there's a propane thing, don't have that exceeding more than $10,000, because I feel that $10,000 is reaching the max of your property maintenance, kind of. So I feel that if you're making more than $10,000 in property income, that you're kind of cheating the system. Because what you could most likely do is, with your $1 million that you got off the bat, place down a $750,000 wind turbine, speed up time, because that 3 hours is not 3 in-game hours. That's pointless. So I don't want you cheating and buying that wind turbine, speeding up time to times 360, and then making roughly $6 million. It's kind of cheating, and then you're going to make way more than that in the 3 hours, or you would make the $1.5 million in maybe an hour in real life. So that's not really fair for sake of farming. This is kind of cool. I want to quick check out the map before I jump into it. So I'm not going to start the timer, the 3-hour timer, until I am set to go, and until I decide what industry I want to stick to. I'm not going to decide what industry until I check out the map, because I really don't know what I am getting into. This is definitely not a logging map. How much is this? 750,000, 790,000. That's definitely... Wow, this is going to be very difficult. These field prices are $2 million. So just looking at everything right off the bat, field prices are very high. Now, I have starting $1 million. I also allow in those rules some wiggle room financially. I don't allow giving yourself money through the Power Tools mod. I do allow strength, speed, like speeding time up, obviously, equipment mods. This is kind of a mod usage type things. But yeah, no money, no financial help via a mod. So you can't change the prices of a crop and make it like $1 million a liter, because that's cheating, quite obviously. Even small tweaks, I allow easy mode, normal mode, and hard mode, but you just got to stick to your category. Once I pick my industry, that's when I'm starting the timer. So the timer of 3 hours haven't started. And just if you're curious, this video ain't going to be 3 hours long, as you obviously will see by the timestamp. I'm going to edit this down, but I am going to stay true to this. Alright, so here's my plan. I'm going to go a little bit over my budget that I just set down. So I'm going to buy this land here for $588,000, and I'm also going to buy this field 15 for $70,000. Well, hold on. Let me see how much room is on the side of the map. Not enough. Okay, I was just curious if I could possibly fit a grain bin here, and I don't think realistically I can get that. I can make this field bigger, which I'll probably end up doing. I think what I'll do is cut these trees down and make it get as much land as I can out of this one plot. So I'm gonna buy this. Buy this for 70,000. I'm gonna see right away if I can. Where the hell is this thing? Construction. Where am I? I'm right over here. Can I get rid of this? Sell. Get out of here. Oh shit! That cleared everything. Nice. So you have $340,000 to play with, essentially. Now, with the field prices the way they are, I don't see how getting into animals is going to be anything profitable. Animals are out the window, forestry is out the window. It's going to come down to cash crops. Alright guys, so I have a plan. And I'm going to try it. I don't know how successful it's going to be, and I guess that's the whole point of this challenge. We'll see how well I can do. So I'm going to plow this corn under, and since this is a 3-hour thing, and this is not a very lengthy farm sim save, I guess you could say, so I'm going to lease most of my equipment, cotton and grass. I'm going to see if I can alternate the two. We'll see. The grass might not work out. I might be too late in the year to get a crop in the ground, and I might not be able to bale it before I have to get the cotton in the ground. So we'll see. I'm going to be relying heavily on AI workers, but since I only have one field, it shouldn't be too bad. And depending on how things go, I mean, 3 hours is a long time, and I haven't started the timer. Actually, before I buy this, I'm gonna start the timer as soon as I purchase the first piece of equipment. So I really don't know what I even need this for quite yet, but I'm gonna buy it anyways. What I would like to do is sell field 23 while I'm waiting for cotton to be ready to be planted, because then I can save on cultivating. I probably could catch it while the AI does it, because then I could just do contracts in the meantime, but contracts take time. I feel like I could waste 3 hours doing contracts, and I do not want that to happen. So I gotta stick to the farm, stick to doing shit when I need to get it done. I do have this truck too that I am gonna sell, because I do not need that truck here. Alright, let's unfold this sucker. Now I'm gonna have this guy cultivate this entire field first, and then after he's done... Shit, I don't even remember how to do any of this stuff. I gotta relearn it. There we go. I'm used to 22. I'm used to the CP field work or whatever it's called. Work the headlands, yes. Start with the headlands. That should do it. Then I'll start him. Most games, 3 hours can be a lot of time, but in Farm Sim specifically, 3 hours is not a lot of time. No Man's Land, it takes me roughly 6 hours to get all of my crops in, just for a reference. So it takes a long time, and that's every field. This guy is doing a pretty good job at getting his shit done. Look at him in there, he's working away. I'm gonna buy a spinnery. This is the first stage. So I have $90,000. That should be enough to rent everything. I am gonna be in debt probably for the first year or two, because I want to buy that clothes thing right away as well. Right now there's no point in doing that, because it's just gonna bump up my property maintenance, which whatever my property maintenance ends up being, I am gonna buy some sort of production thing. 10,000 bucks generates just under that. This is an easy way to just give you a little bit of a boost. So here's where I'm at, guys. This guy is still going. I think it's been roughly an hour. This guy is still cultivating, and he's been going for roughly an hour now, and he's still not done. So once he finishes up, I'm gonna plant, but I'm gonna get a bigger planter. I'll get a bigger tractor, and I'll just lease it, since I have the potential to make $400,000 in a year, essentially. I think I can allow myself to eat up a little bit more costs in leasing, just because of that fact. But I need to bite the bullet and buy this other... So I gotta buy this tailor shop, which was like $240. I probably need $300, $400. I need about $400,000. So let's do a $350 loan. I do have to pay this back. Well, either I don't pay this loan back and I just keep making money, but at the end of the day, when I want to see how much money I made, comparison's sake of the challenge, I have to subtract the amount I have a loan. So I don't like to do this, but I'm going to consider it an investment and I'll make the money back. That's how I'm going to look at it. So this is so far what I got. I got the spinnery. I bought this land, obviously. This can go right here. I'll do a little bit of making it look nice, and I do have this radio antenna. This gives me just under 10,000 a month. It has the potential to do that maximum. You don't actually get that, but it's something. So I'll take that. This will probably make me about $5,000 a month. Since it's easy mode, maybe I will make a little bit more, maybe $8-9 a month, which will offset some of the leasing costs. It'll probably offset leasing costs and property maintenance. Property maintenance would probably only be $1,000 max, maybe even just $500. So I'm not too worried about that. So even little stuff like this helps, because without that, you're essentially just losing money on the off months that you're not selling your goods. Because I do have these two production centers, I guess, these two, I don't know what you'd call them, they're considered factories in the game, but this ain't no factory, this is a shop. It literally says shop right there. But it takes a little bit of time for these to get up and running fully before you're able to sell the products. Because this one has to be fully operational in order to get this one fully operational, and I'm not selling the goods until they leave this shop. So it could take me a while, and then I don't know where I gotta sell these guys, but hopefully it's not, I mean, it really doesn't matter, too far away. I'll probably end up leasing a semi and leasing a trailer, or depending on what type of equipment I need in order to actually haul this around, but we'll see. That's kind of not that important right now. Right now I'm focused on efficiency, and I'm not very high efficiency when it takes a guy an hour to cultivate this field. What the hell is this? Come on, dude, you missed that. So there's definitely stuff that I need to work on, and I only have 2 hours to work on it. So like I said, time in Farm Sim goes flying by. I only have 2 hours left to make this as profitable as possible, and I have hardly just begun. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. That should be good to go. It looks like we need just a standard 3-point to attach it. I'll just keep that in mind when I'm getting the tractor. Lease. $20,000. Perfect. And again, I needed about 400 horsepower. Large tractors. Let's try to keep it on the cheap end, because it'll save on vehicle leasing costs, but I want to keep the speed higher if I can. Here, let's just do a Valtra. Engine setup, 420. I'll just do even 400. What's the next one? Yeah, okay, 400 it is. Wheel setup. None of this really matters, I don't think. All right, let's rent this, lease it. 14,000. Okay, we're actually doing pretty good with price-wise. It's kind of weird planting in February. I would feel like the ground would be still completely solid. But if it says I can, I'm going by the game rules, not mine. So look at that. Perfect. And then just double check. It is fertilized. It says it needs rolling. That does improve yield though too. Here, let me get a roller. Well, let me first, I guess, price out a roller. That should be fine. How much is this? $20,000. None of this really matters. Lease it. How much horsepower do I need? 150. Oh, I could have kept that tractor. Okay. How fast is this? 31 miles an hour. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's lease this sumbitch. So it is going to cost a little more, but this guy, he's almost done already. Once he finishes, I'm going to set this guy to start. So I don't want to waste. I mean, it won't matter that much with ×2 time. I will say I really like this map. This is a very well put together map. I like this town. It's small, but I don't think that subtracts from it. Oh, it's such a waste of time now that I'm thinking about it. Instead of cultivating and wasting an hour, I could have just gotten a planter that can do it like this one, and I wouldn't have. Oh, it's such a waste. So I'm back. Here's a little update. I've been sitting here kind of doing some numbers while I'm waiting for this guy to finish harvesting. We're at the 1 hour mark. Just about 58 minutes left. So I made a really bad mistake. I made a really bad mistake, and that was letting the guy cultivate in the first place. I Didn't think it would take an hour. I very, very much so underestimated how long that was going to take. So I think I kind of fucked myself with that. I'll be happy if I can break even at the end of this and maybe make a little bit of money, but I don't think it's going to be I'm not going to get $1 million. I'll be happy if I walk away with $100,000 after paying off my debt. Here's the numbers that I ran. Just doing some rough looking around. I'm hoping to average 3,000 liters of cotton an acre. I have about 29 acres, give or take a little bit. I don't know how, like this says 25 acres. I don't know if that accounts all this land around the outside. I hope it doesn't. I hope that's just the field size. I really don't know how to... fuck. That's probably the whole field, because this is saying 12.25 acres. There's no field on this. This is 2.9, and there's no field on there. Ah, shit. We'll see, because that's going to throw off my numbers, and I just realized that here. Anyways, going off of an estimate of 29 acres total that I own that are farmable at 3,000 liters an acre, that adds up to about 87,000 liters total of cotton, which I'm going to convert everything into units. So that converts to 87 units, essentially. And if I sold that, just the bales of cotton, that is just about $350,000, which would just pay off my debt. I'd end up with about $90,000. I would pretty much break even because I still have to lease the balers or the harvesting equipment and shit to move them around with. So that's not the best. Now, if I convert it into fabric, which is the spinnery, and I leave it at that, I would get 29 units out of, and that goes to about 450,000. So that increases it by about 100,000, which is phenomenal. That'd be great. That's at the very least what I will do. And then if I convert that into clothes and sell it, that converts to about 14.5 units of clothes. And that'll give me roughly $475,000. And if that's the case, at $475,000, it would take me about 4 seasons to not only pay back my loan, but make the $1.5 million. Let's say I didn't cultivate and waste all that hour of time. I could have potentially gotten through, at the very least, 1 cycle, maybe 2 cycles of, probably just 1. I don't want to overestimate it because combining is going to take a while. Even if I have 2 combines going, it'll probably take about, it's going to be very close. I'm only getting 1 cycle in. I can say that for sure right now because I got about an hour left. So I did fuck up, but I should break even, which, I mean, I guess that's fair. For the first time of doing this self-made challenge, I should break even, which I think I'll be happy with that, with a decent sized operation, and it would be self-sustaining. This dude is just about wrapping up rolling the fields. So field 21 is rolled, field 23 is rolled as of now. Perfect. So now all I have to do is speed up time. I don't have to worry about literally anything. Weeds are deactivated because I kind of fucked myself by cultivating, and this is my first time doing this self-made challenge. Maybe someone made this challenge out there. Because I fucked up and I wanted to add to the rules, I guess. I wanted to add that you can pause time if you're just speeding up time and waiting for your crops to grow. So because of that, and because of my fuck up, I'm going to add 40 minutes to my current time, which currently my time is at 13 minutes. So I'm just going to set it to 55 minutes. And I'm going to pause it because I just sped up time. So that essentially gives me roughly 42 minutes extra, something like that. So whoop-de-doop. This is the first challenge that I've done kind of with these rules, and I wanted to get a very basic idea of how things would go. So yeah, it's kind of it's a work in progress, to say the least. Our cotton is ready to go, so it's time to get harvesting. I got to figure out what combines I wanted to use, and I believe I was going to go with. I have to keep time sped up because it's raining, and I don't think I can harvest in the rain, unfortunately. Combines, where the hell are they? I was going to go with the Lizard, I think. I'm going to rent 2 of these. Let's lease one of these. Lease another one of these. So I should be getting a 97+% yield bonus on this one, on both of them. And he'll get started. I just want to make sure that he actually does the right thing. This should actually go pretty quick. He's cruising. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so let's get this other guy going as fast as possible. I did start the timer again, so we ain't cheating on this. So I got both these dudes going. He is, damn, that's fast. I'm glad I went with this because he's cruising right the fuck along. Here, let's take a look at the income. Actually, I'm kind of curious. So total leasing costs will be about 4,500. So just under 50,000 to harvest those 2 fields. And I'm sure, of course, we're gonna have fuel costs and wage payments to make, which I'm kind of curious what those are gonna be. Fuel cost is already $17. It shouldn't be too much, I don't think, but we'll find out. Wage payments $75. Loan interest is okay. So I guess if we look at just kind of everything, my property income offsets the loan interests and kind of a bunch of other shit, which I'm happy with. That's okay. We got just about everything harvested here. I've delivered to the spinnery about 4 bales, I think, 4 or 5. 50,000. I think each bale is like 10,000. So what is this? 6? That would be 6 bales then. I got one here. 7, 8. Should get a 9th bale. So I guess just based off of that, I'm already getting more. So 9 bale. That's 90,000 liters. That's pretty fucking good. So I'm getting more than I thought. The only issue that we got, guys, I got 10 minutes left on the clock of 3 hours, even after that additional little blip of shit I gave myself. And then, yes, I mentioned earlier, I am just carrying these bales over to the spinnery. I'm not renting equipment to do this. I made it kind of clear that the super strength mod and speed is not cheating in this challenge. It only adds a little bit. I'm hoping that this guy can get enough cotton in his machine that he can still unload that last bale. Because there is a minimum amount you can make before either does or doesn't let you release the bale. So hopefully he gets enough. I think what I might do is cheat a little bit. This is, like, because I said this is a test run. I got 9 minutes left in the clock. And this guy's got 2 passes left. Well, 1.5. And that'll take him a minute or 2. But then I got to speed up time. So I guess we'll see. Because I have to get this last bale over there. And then I got to figure out getting, letting the products produce, I guess. So I might make another stipulation on my little rule book here and say, once you're done harvesting, you can't buy any new equipment or buy fuel or hire a worker. I'm gonna say that that's the stipulation, because what that'll allow me to do is I can finish this guy harvesting, and then all I have to do is monkey with moving the fabric to the tailor and then the clothing to wherever I gotta sell that. So it's not really gonna hurt anything. I mean, it's just it'll allow a little more wiggle room, because I want this to be a competition that some of you guys can try, and there's like a set rules so we can actually compete. I mean, that's kind of what I like, competing. I like friendly competitions. I think it's fun. Now, I did sell that one field, but I'm not going to sell this other field because I feel like that's cheating. I mean, what's the point in... It's not a sustainable farm if as soon as I harvest, I sell everything. This one I could afford to sell since I had 2. I kept the bigger one. So, I mean, I should be okay with that. So in order to transport the would-be clothes, I need to first figure out where the clothes are going. 33, I don't know where that would be. Either the farmer's market or the warehouse. I'm going to take a gamble and say the farmer's market is going to be higher. So where is the farmer's market? Is this it up here? Okay, and I would end up transporting 14 pallets up there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the... I was going to get the CV series, but I might get one of these actually. So what this will allow me to do is just transport. That's like the last purchase. So now I can stick within my rules. I got 3 minutes on the clock. Here, let's get these out of here. This fabric, and I just got to bring it over here. That truck will allow me to transport that shit. This shit, the clothes. I guess it's not shit, but all the way to the farmer's market. Because I ain't walking 14, 15 pallets over to the farmer's market. Well, and now that I'm underestimated how much cotton I'm going to get, I will make more money, first of all. But second of all, I'll have a lot more pallets coming out of here, probably closer to 20. Because I have 85,000. Actually, no. I should be right on the money because I said 87,000. And I underestimated because of the acreage I was off by, which, I mean, is fine. Well, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to meet you back here in about, well, however long it takes to make as much clothes as I can with the materials that I dropped off there. And then I'll load up this truck, and just before I take it over, I'll meet you guys back here and we can see how much we make. Both the spinnery and the tailor are now done producing goods. And let me tell you guys, I was spot on with my numbers here. Oop. So I said originally, if it doesn't make the cut, I was saying 14 N units of, well, I said 14 and a half. I can't really have a half of a unit produced. So technically there is still stuff. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I was just perfect with that, or it disappears. Here I had a little bit extra. I said 14 and a half units. I have 14 boxes or 14 pallets here. So this worked out really perfectly. And I did fast forward to April, which is the highest price point for clothes, which is all this crap is here. And I tell you right now, I'm also glad that I bought this truck. There's probably a better option for trucks because this thing kind of sucks that it's not a flatbed, but it works. I just gotta drive slow and hopefully nothing yeets itself off. If I can make it there without losing anything, I will be very impressed. Look at this. I barely hit the brakes or barely move forward and shit kind of falls. Kind of flies away. So where are we going? Oop, clicked out of it. Highest selling point is the warehouse. That's actually not that far away, I don't believe. I'm really curious to see how much I make off of this. $469,000. I was fucking spot on. My estimate for 14 and a half units was 475,000, and it was 469, which is pretty much 470. I mean, so that was perfect. I really couldn't have gotten better than that. So right now we're up to 567. Let me pay off my loan. Alright, so we're walking away from everything with $267,000. I own a truck. I own land. I own that land over there, and I mean, this is pretty. It's self-sustaining. I own 2 plots of land. I have a little farm base over here. I have a spinnery. I have a tailor. I have this field here, and if need be, if I wanted to, I could come back the next year. I could plant. I could lease again. I could start buying equipment and just lease what I need, buy what I can, and there we go. I would say this was a successful challenge. There's definitely things I could have done differently, but I still made roughly the same amount that I could have, unless if I did it slightly different, maybe I could have gotten 2 cycles. And if that was the case, then I could have walked away with like 750,000 instead of 267. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. This was a fun challenge, and I want to do this on a lot more maps in 25. Maybe I'll go back to 22 and try a few of these out, but I doubt that. That's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to be stuck in this in 25 for the foreseeable future, testing out this new challenge theory. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out some of my other content, and I'll see you all next time.